Teaching is a deeply rewarding profession, yet it carries burdens that often go unspoken. Perhaps the heaviest of these is differentiation. You stand before a classroom filled with 30 unique minds. Each student arrives with a different background, a different learning pace, a different set of needs. You hold the profound responsibility of ensuring every single one of them grows and learns. This desire to meet each child where they are is the very heart of good teaching. However, the practical reality of planning for this diversity is overwhelming. It demands hours upon hours of work outside the classroom, creating multiple versions of lessons, activities, assessments. This immense time commitment creates a ripple effect of exhaustion. The hours spent meticulously crafting 3 different worksheets are hours not spent providing detailed feedback on student work. The late nights spent adapting a reading passage are nights taken away from resting and recharging, which is essential for being present and effective the next day. This constant draining effort can lead to burnout, making even the most passionate educators feel tired and stretched too thin. It's a quiet struggle, a feeling that you are always behind, always needing to do more just to keep up with the fundamental needs of your students. The core of the problem is not a lack of will, but a lack of time. Teachers want to provide this tailored instruction. They know that a one-size-fits-all approach leaves many students behind and fails to challenge others. Yet the current system often doesn't provide the resources or the hours in the day to make true, consistent differentiation a sustainable practice. The result is a compromise. You might differentiate for a key unit, but find it impossible for daily lessons. This can lead to a sense of guilt, a feeling that you're not quite living up to the ideal you set for yourself and your students. This is the central pain point that so many educators feel. It's the gap between the teacher you want to be and the teacher you have the time to be. It is the weight of knowing that with just a bit more support, a bit more time, you could unlock so much more potential in each of your students. The challenge feels monumental, a mountain to be climbed every single day, but what if there was a way to make that mountain smaller? What if technology could offer a tool not to replace the teacher's craft but to amplify it, making this essential work finally manageable? Imagine a different reality. Imagine being able to accomplish the core work of differentiation in the time it takes to drink a cup of coffee. This is not a far-off dream, it is a practical reality available today. We can call it the 5-minute AI workflow. The concept is refreshingly simple and incredibly powerful. You begin with a single, well-constructed lesson plan. Then, using a few specific prompts, you leverage an artificial intelligence tool to instantly generate 3 distinct levels of that same lesson: support, on-level, gifted. These levels are designed to meet your students where they are. A support version, an on-level version, and a gifted version. This process transforms hours of painstaking work into a focused, 5-minute task. Think about the time you will reclaim. That time can be reinvested directly into your students, offering one-on-one help, leading small group discussions, or simply being more present and observant in your classroom. This workflow is not about cutting corners, it is about working smarter. It allows you to deliver high-quality, differentiated instruction without the personal cost of exhaustion and burnout. It is about making fairness and equity in your classroom an achievable daily goal. The beauty of this method lies in its efficiency and consistency. Instead of differentiation being an occasional event for a major project, it can become a daily practice for every lesson. The AI acts as your tireless assistant, handling the heavy lifting of rewriting texts, generating questions, and creating extension activities. Your role shifts from being a content creator, content curator, facilitator. You guide the AI, review its output, and make the final, human, touches that align the material perfectly with your students' needs and your teaching standards. This is not about replacing your expertise. It is about augmenting it. This workflow empowers you to build a more inclusive and responsive classroom. Every student can access the core content in a way that is appropriate for their current skill level. The entire workflow begins with a solid foundation. Your first step is to create one clear, well-defined base lesson. This lesson is not meant for your highest flyers or your most struggling learners. It is aimed directly at the large middle group of your class, the students who are working at or near grade level. Think of this as your on-level version. Let's use a tangible example. A 5th grade history lesson about the Boston Tea Party. Your goal here is to create a core text that is accessible, informative, and straightforward for the majority of your students, representing that middle 60% of your classroom. To do this, you can turn to your AI assistant with a very specific instruction. You want the AI to generate a text that is clear and concise, avoiding overly complex vocabulary or convoluted sentence structures. Section 4. Scaffolding Success, the support version. With your solid on-level lesson complete, the next step is to create a version for students who require more academic support. Students with lower reading levels, English language learners, students who benefit from additional scaffolding to access grade-level content. The goal is not to simplify the core concepts, but to simplify access to them. Using your AI tool, transform the base lesson into a more accessible format in seconds. Design this version to build confidence and reduce cognitive load, so students can focus on key historical ideas. Instruct the AI to make several key modifications. Rewrite the text at a lower reading level, for example, at a 3rd grade level, for a 5th grade lesson. Use simpler vocabulary and shorter sentences. Identify and bold the most important vocabulary words, and provide a simple definition for each. Create a built-in vocabulary bank. Organize the main facts into a bulleted list. Bullet points break dense info into manageable chunks, helpful for students overwhelmed by paragraphs. Here is a precise prompt you can use. Rewrite the following text at a 3rd grade reading level. Bold 4 key vocabulary words and provide a simple, 1-sentence definition for each. Then, summarize the main events in a list of 5 bullet points. Finally, add 2 simple comprehension questions that can be answered with a short phrase. Show, side by side. On-level paragraph versus the support version with bold words, a definition box, and bullet points. Bold text. Large headers. Lists visually guide the student. Quick comprehension questions give immediate feedback and help self-monitoring. This version is not less than the on-level lesson. It's a different pathway to the same understanding. Providing this support ensures every student can engage and master the Boston Tea Party facts. Section 5. Expanding Horizons, the gifted extension. Now that you have supported your struggling learners, it is time to challenge your advanced students. It is a common misconception that differentiation for gifted learners simply means giving them more work. True differentiation for this group is about providing more depth, complexity, opportunities for higher-level thinking. Your AI assistant can be an incredible partner in brainstorming and structuring extension tasks, pushing students into deeper modes of inquiry. Instead of asking the AI to rewrite the text, ask it to generate tasks that build upon the base lesson. A great framework to use for this is the Depth of Knowledge model. Prompt the AI for DOK Level 3, Strategic Thinking, or DOK Level 4, Extended Thinking. These tasks often involve analysis, argumentation, synthesis, creative application. Offer a choice between 2 distinct high-level tasks. This gives students agency over their own learning, lets them gravitate toward an activity that sparks their interest, logical debate or creative research. Here's an effective prompt. Using the lesson on the Boston Tea Party, create 2 extension tasks for advanced 5th grade students. Task 1. Debate prompt. Were the Sons of Liberty heroes or vandals? Provide 3 evidence-based points for each side. Task 2. A mini research project. 3 higher-level questions about the long-term economic impacts of the Tea Act. Include a simple 3-point rubric for each task. These activities push students to think critically. Debate. Analyze events from multiple perspectives and construct logical, evidence-supported arguments. Mini project. Encourages independent research and synthesis beyond the base text. These are not busy work. They're opportunities for greater complexity and nuance. Provide rich, engaging extensions so advanced learners remain challenged, excited, and deeply invested in their own education. Section 6. The unifying element, one quiz for all. You have now created 3 excellent, differentiated versions of your lesson. The logical next step might seem to be creating 3 separate quizzes, but this would erase much of the time you have saved. Herein lies the most elegant part of the workflow. You only need to create 1 quiz that works for every student, regardless of which lesson version they used. This is possible through careful question design that assesses the core knowledge shared across all 3 levels, while still providing an opportunity for advanced students to demonstrate their deeper understanding. This approach dramatically simplifies grading and ensures assessment is fair and consistent. The key is to construct a quiz with a mix of question types that tap into different levels of thinking. The bulk of the quiz should consist of questions that check for mastery of the essential facts contained in all 3 versions of the lesson. These can be simple multiple-choice short-answer recall questions. For our Boston Tea Party example, you might ask, in what year did the Boston Tea Party take place? What organization led the protest? Every student, whether they used the support or gifted version, will have been exposed to this core information and should be able to answer correctly. To create this unified quiz, you can use one final AI prompt. This instruction will ask the AI to pull from the shared knowledge base and include a tiered structure. For example, create one 6-question quiz about the Boston Tea Party that will work for all 3 lesson versions. Include 3 multiple-choice questions on key facts, 2 short-answer questions requiring a 1-sentence answer, 1 higher-order question that asks students to argue a point in a single paragraph. Provide a complete answer key. Provide a simple rubric for the paragraph question. This prompt efficiently generates a ready-to-use assessment. This single quiz method is a game changer. It ensures that you are assessing every student on the same foundational standards, which is crucial for data tracking and grading fairness. The inclusion of that one higher-order question allows your advanced students a chance to shine and demonstrate their deeper analysis from the extension activity. But it doesn't penalize students who are working on the support version. Differentiation is no longer a logistical nightmare. With the 5-minute AI workflow, it is an achievable, sustainable practice. You can make one lesson, create 3 levels, and use one quiz. You can save time, reduce your workload, and most importantly, teach better. Differentiation is no longer a luxury. It's a standard we can meet with AI. Subscribe for more time-saving teacher tools.